All right, welcome to the series of lecture videos on discrete probability distributions. So a discrete probability distribution looks at a discrete variable which is by nature categorical or qualitative, and what we essentially measure are counts. So if you remember the difference between a categorical or qualitative variable and a quantitative or continuous variable, is that qualitative variables are being counted and continuous variables are being measured. So for example, if I want to look at the distribution of students that have, I don't know, blue eyes versus non-blue eyes, I would have to count that. And there are different kinds of distributions that we look at, and the emphasis will be on Excel, even though I also will show you the formulas. And we will begin with the binomial distribution. The binomial distribution essentially can answer the question, what's the probability of getting X heads in N coin tosses? So if you want to know what's the probability that when you flip a coin 20 times that you get exactly 7 heads, well, then you would work with a binomial distribution. So in a binomial distribution, we have events that are being classified as either success or failure. So there are only 2 outcomes, and we call them success and failures. And we also know the success probability, and we also assume that the events are independent from each other. So when I flip a coin this time, that does not affect the outcome of the coin flip the next time. So essentially what it is, it's the assumption of drawing with replacement. Then we will take a look at the Poisson distribution. And the Poisson distribution answers questions such as, what's the probability of getting X events per a certain time or space interval when the average number of events is lambda. So let's say if we know that during a day at a particular station 10 trains are late, well, then we want to know what's the probability that maybe more than 12 are being late. Okay, so that would be the Poisson distribution. Then we have the hypergeometric distribution. The hypergeometric distribution answers questions such as, what's the probability of getting X successes in a sample of size n without replacement? So if you imagine that you have a bowl, and in that bowl you have like different kinds of cookies, like chocolate cookie, vanilla cookie, hazelnut cookies, and then you ask the question, what's the probability that you get, for example, 3 chocolate cookies, if you know that we have a total of 20 cookies, and of which 10 are chocolate cookies and the remainders are other cookies. Then we have the negative binomial distribution, and that answers questions such as, what's the probability that you fail X times before you get to N successes? So let's say we take a look at a basketball player, and we know the basketball player has a free throw percentage of 50%. Then the negative binomial will answer the question, what's the probability that a basketball player has 5 misses before she or he scores 3 times. And those are all formulas that you also have in Excel. And even though I'm going to show you the formula underlying each distribution, the focus will be on applying the formulas and developing a feeling for identifying the right distributional concept for each underlying question. Okay, so much about the introduction. Let's just stop here, and then in the next video we begin with the binomial distribution.